this how this is going to go? Ah, off. It's my new solar panel, man. No. No. We were kindly gifted these, mate. Can't have you walking on them. Yeah, you better walk away. Walk away. So hopefully a lot of you lot have followed us since our Scotland trip. I think in one of the videos I did mention that I wanted to upgrade our solar system because around winter time we were struggling like most people do because obviously we don't get a lot of sun. What that does mean is get more solar panels, and the sun that you do get, you capture more power from it. And so we were very, very kindly gifted these 3 200-watt solar panels. So when I was looking around online, popped on eBay, and I found this company. What I really liked about them is that they sold a really good kit. And then from there I found their website, so I thought I'd reach out and just see if they would like to partner together. And yeah, they were more than happy to. So like I said, the one thing that I really liked about this company is that they do a kit for everything that you'll need for getting solar into your motorhome, caravan, home, shed, boat. On the website you have all of the options that you can choose through, and you can actually get batteries, lithium-ion batteries from this company as well for a really good price. And that was another thing, like for the whole kit it is a fantastic price, so do go on their website and have a look around. They do a variety of kits, all different sizes, anywhere from 120 watt solar panels all the way up to 400 watt. So in the kit you have a few options. So first of all, how you're going to fix it to your roof. So you can have the brackets where you don't need to screw into your roof, and you can just put an adhesive on it, glue it down, and obviously then just secure it to the solar panel. But they also do another option. If you do want to fix it down, these aluminium brackets that can be used to fix down onto the roof to secure it down. And it's all powder coated in black as well to match the solar panels, which I really like. And then you've obviously got your mount for the roof for feeding your cables into. Again, black or white, they can come in to match your vehicle. In the kit they also provide a 6 meter long extension cable. That was really good for me. Obviously I've got quite a big van, and so 6 meter long cables were a must for me. They also have the cables going from your charge controller down to your leisure battery, which also have a really good 60 amp fuse that come with it as well. And then you have your charge controller, your MPPT. Now this is a 60 amp MPPT charger, and it can do anywhere from 12 volt to 48 volt. I'm looking forward to swapping over to this one. Oh, and they also provide a PV array DC isolator. Now I've never installed one of these for any of my solar kits that I've had, that I've made myself. But this is actually a great feature, because in the past I've just had to keep on taking the cables out of the charge controller, and it has worn out the screws just from over time, just constantly trying to do it when I'm working on the solar or any of my setup really. So yeah, fantastic bit of kit. Not only that, but you've got your installation manual, you've got a little thank you 10% off discount with it, and some sweets. I love it when people do that. Nice. So when I was looking around for solar panels, I found it quite hard to find solar panels with a black frame. And I know it sounds a bit stupid, but there's kind of a colour theme that goes with my van. And again, this company just ticked every box for me really. So they've got a strong aluminium black frame that goes all the way around the solar panels. They have 2 layers of a shockproof film, and then they also have a strong tempered glass as well on top. So hopefully these will last for a very long time. And of course they have a grade A mono cells in the solar panels as well. Hopefully these are going to do us very well. And of course we have 3 of them, so I have done what I wanted to do. I wanted to double our solar system. The last solar panel that I had was 300 watts, so we now have a nice whopping 600 watt solar array. Another great thing about these is they're actually a lot thinner, so they're a bit more sleek. It's 30mm rather than my last ones, which were 40mm. So yeah, these will sit very nicely on top of the van. So you might have also noticed that I've spaced these out rather strangely. When I was trying to find solar panels, I had to find a way of fitting them all on top of the roof, because right here is our max air fan. With Voltanic having such a wide range of kits from different size solar panels, this is how it worked best. Yeah, this is how it's going to go. These two are going to be joined together, and then this one's going to be right at the back of the van with the max air fan and probably the Starlink as well in this gap. Of course, I did show you the installation mounts that you can get with these, but if you've seen my other video, you know what I'm already going to do. And Voltanic were more than happy to allow me to do this. You know, as far as they're concerned, I've got the solar panels now, you can do what you want with them. So I ordered myself some metal. Yeah, I've ordered some aluminium, and I will be joining all three of these together and making them lift on linear actuators. Right, first job is to unbox all these solar panels, lay them out, space them out, and then I can cut the aluminium to the right length, including the linear actuators. Lovely. So there's 700mm in between the back panel and the front two. So that's enough for... Oh no, wait. Need to take into account this. Okay, we're going to go 750 just to be safe. So these are my old linear actuators, and this one I think got a little bit too close to the wood burner cowling. So yeah, but it still works. I'll probably just glue that up in there so it's watertight. But anyway, we're going to reuse this, and I bought one new one, and I'll show you how I'm planning. I'll show you how I'm planning to make this work. So, one's going to go that side, one is going to go in the middle here, and then our new one is going to go here. Now I know what you're thinking there has to be another one here. However, what I've bought is some angled aluminium, and so top and bottom we're going to have angled aluminium, joining them together, so once they all work at the same time it should lift all three. All of the actuators are the same size, they're exactly the same, so they all should work in sync. So here's the other thing, I want to avoid drilling any unnecessary holes in my roof. We've had leaks this year, and this is another reason why I've had to sort of start from scratch. Anyway, you can use brackets like this and just put some self-adhesive on the bottom, glue it down, and your solar panel shouldn't fly away. So with that in theory, what I want to do, and what I've also ordered, you know what, I'm just going to show you because it will help you understand it. Right, so this is how it's going to work. This angled bracket is going to go underneath the solar panel, like so. This aluminium plate I'm going to glue down to the roof of my van, okay? And then from there, got these hinges, which are probably going to sit something like that. So when the linear actuators go up, this will go up and this will go down. Make sense? Good. Now, the other thing is, how do I fix these hinges down? Well, what's to say I can't drill the holes, put a bolt through from the other side, and then put a nut on top of here, and hopefully they shouldn't hit each other. That'll work, right? It's molten season for a husky, so if you see hair flying around, that's why. Right, now it's time to drill the holes for the bottom plate, which is going to be attached to the roof, or glued to the roof. These are our brackets, and I've marked them out on here where they're going to sit. And now the idea is to take some screws like this, obviously drill through where I've marked, and then from underneath do a countersink, bring these through, probably put a bit of glue on them just to hold them in place, and then the bracket will slide across the top, and then a nut will go down, and then we'll cut it off. So the next thing I need to do is make some little plates for the brackets for the linear actuators. Let's call it about 80mm. So cut it off somewhere like that. Make 3 of these, and yeah, that should be enough. And what I'll do is I'll glue these down as well, and hopefully that's strong enough. If you're going to do anything like this, there's a few things to think about. For example, where you're going to screw into the aluminium frame of the solar panel, just remember, don't go like just halfway. Measure the inside so you know actually how much room you have. Otherwise you could screw in and screw into the glass or the cells and damage it all. I know this because on my first solar panel I very nearly caught it, and that was just because I just went halfway. So the reason I just did that is to sort of get any like grease that's been put on it to preserve it, and just to really scratch it all up, so once I put the adhesive on, it's got something to really grip to rather than a perfectly smooth surface. And yeah, it's nice and rough now. Obviously I'll clean it with some alcohol as well before I apply any adhesive. Yeah, this is ready to go. I've done the little brackets as well for the actuators. The only other thing that's left to sort of make up is some brackets to go on the sides of the solar panels, again for the actuators, so I might quickly make them up now. I've got a bit of a problem. If I put this plate on the side here, obviously it's much higher than the solar panel itself, which casts a shadow over the cells, which isn't good. We don't want that. Now the problem is the linear actuators, they can't just be flat, because the force is going to push that way and the force is going to push that way. You need it at a slight angle, so when the force is pushed that way, it actually lifts the solar panels. With these brackets that we've got, our solar panel sits like that, so we do have a gap here. However, I just don't know if that's going to be enough. Now, I'd like to tell you that I'm really smart and I did some fancy calculations on the last solar panel, but I didn't. I just completely winged it, to be honest with you. What to do? So when it comes to sticking things down onto Kevlar, there is a thin layer of paint, and if I'm sticking something down, I'm not sticking it down to the vehicle, I'm actually sticking it down to the paint. So if it was to rip off, it would just rip that layer of paint off. So what I've done is I've grinded off the paint which this metal is going to stick to. So now we've got an area where the metal will actually be stuck to the vehicle rather than the paint itself. And this is the reason why Kevlar has its name, because it's like a Kevlar carbon fibre material where it's all woven together. And now you know. Right, I've just cleaned both surfaces, this and the roof, with some alcohol. And now I'm going to stick some Sikaflex along the bottom here. I haven't really decided like what pattern to do. I think just your average little swells. Is this overkill? No, because I don't want my solar panels coming off down the motorway at 60 miles per hour. That wasn't good. So what I've done is I've put some 12mm ply underneath the solar panel to sort of give it its sort of rough height, what it's going to be at in the end on the top of the roof. And what I realised last night whilst laying in bed is I do have a position for this that we are sort of governed by, because I don't want the linear actuators sitting past this because I don't have a lot of roof left, and yeah, it would just be like a trip hazard on the roof. So the back of this is going to be at the back of the solar panel, so we know where we're going to put a bracket. And the way that I worked out last time for giving it its angle was the bottom of the linear actuator was at the top of the solar panel. So that's just sort of what I governed the angle by last time. So I'm going to do the same this time. That is, that's our position. So I know where to fix these brackets to now. So before I put them on the roof, I'm going to do all of that. And I need to make a plate up for this to fix to. So now I've figured out where the linear actuators are going to go, I've taken one of the brackets and I've made this little plate up, which this side will be fixed to the solar panel, and then this is going to sit like that. Now I've cut it at this angle for a reason. One, so we can still get the pin out if we ever have to dismantle the linear actuator. And the reason it's wide at the bottom is so I can get a fix in here and a fix in here, just so then it makes it rigid basically. If I just put a fix in here, then obviously it would just do that. So this is how it's going to go. I just need to cut this bolt off in here, but and tighten everything up. That's why it's still a little bit loose. But yeah, this is how it's going to work. I'll put a nut in between, space it off. This is obviously just fixed straight to the solar panel, and this goes all the way through everything. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's going to work. Sorry about the noise, obviously the rain, but also our leisure battery is on charge. We finally depleted it the other day because I'm trying to drain it all the way down to charge it all the way back up so the levels are all reading properly. So 2 days ago I got all the solar on the roof. Yeah, got it all on the roof. I've left it a few days just so the silicon can really dry and hold everything in place before I go ahead and test it. This is our new charge controller, which is a big boy. Bit bigger than the old one, but like I said, it goes from 12 volt all the way up to 48 volt, 60 amp charger. So if we ever change our system in the future or add more solar, this is all ready for it. We don't need to change this. But yeah, getting rid of the old Apiva. If you remember, I showed you the PV array isolation switch. Well, let me show you where I'm going to put that, because I'll leave a link up here if you want to see all of this setup, because if you watch that video you know that I don't really have a lot of space here. I always try to like reuse the original parts of Kevlar, which I don't know what was here, but this was like a little recess here. I did cut into this part because it was like an access from the other side. But yeah, I've tried to like utilize this space for all of the electrics as much as possible. So this is our bulkhead. In here is where I'm thinking about putting this isolation switch. Obviously solar's going to come through, it is going to come through this bulkhead, and then from there it's going to go into the front cab. So I don't think of a better place if I just hide it in there. If I ever need to work on it, I can just switch it off. So like I said, Voltanic supplied 6 meter long cables for this kit, which is fantastic. This is a, I think, 6.5 meter long vehicle, so it's really good that they supply a decent amount of cable. But what I need to do is cut some of this up to go from the MPPT to the isolator, and then from the isolator to the panels. Ooh. Right, I believe we're on, and that is solid. Awesome. It's kind of actually quite satisfying that that's pretty flush. Look at that, nice and parallel. Bloody hell, Cam, you've done yourself. Let's open this box up first and see what we've got inside. Oh, it smells like a dentist. Or like a hospital. It's very, very clean. That's weird. So you can see each one is staggered, and basically the heights match. They are numbered as well. So imagine a positive cable coming into one, your positive cable would come out of two. So they're just, yeah, linked in doubles basically. So 1 and 2 are together, 3 and 4 are together, 5 and 6 are together, and 7 and 8 are together. Right, we're getting there. I have cut these to roughly to length, give myself a bit extra, and wire them into the isolator. Yeah, I'm now going to go and screw it into the bulkhead, feed the cables through, and connect it up this side. Right, good morning. It has been probably about 2 or 3 weeks since I last filmed for this video, and that is because I've painted the van, so from now on you're going to see the van in a very different colour. But today's the day I put these solar panels back on the roof. Got the aluminium bars to put up as well, linear actuators, lots of bits and bobs, and then I've got to wire it all up. So we've got a busy day, but let's get started. I'm just gonna sort out the solar, finish wiring it all up, and just basically have a day of testing. I need to test the solar and I need to test the linear actuators. I can't remember if I showed you, but the PV isolator is just around here. So these are the cables coming through the roof from the solar panels. What I've done is I've kept them long, and a good habit of getting into is sort of keeping yourself with excess cable. So what I'll do is I'll form a loop and then have it going into the isolator, so if I ever have to move a cable a little bit further, I've got some excess there. So when you're doing a van build, something to really think about. The other thing that I've still got to do is fix the fuse. Now, I don't, because of my setup, I don't have a lot of room from the MPPT to the, what do they call them? Bus bar, what everything else goes to. Yeah, I don't have a lot of room, but obviously with Voltanic giving me the system, I have some extra bit of cable. So I think I'm going to make a small little section just to come from the MPPT into here, and then from there it's going to go to the bus bar, and it's going to sit right underneath the solar controller. Not the most ideal place to put it, but at least I'll be able to see if it's tripped, and I can still get my fingers in and reset it all. So I'm happy with that for now. If I want to change it later, I obviously can. Right, I've just wired up the linear actuators, so I'll just quickly run through it. Obviously comes through the roof. Just done some soldered connections on here. This then goes through here, down the side. And if you don't know and you haven't seen my other video, bear with me, this is the little key fob which makes the solar panels go up and down, and it goes to this little controller here, and then that is just quickly wired up to the fuse board, but I'll obviously make that a bit more tidy. Yeah, and that's basically it. So let's go on the roof and see if it works. Okay, let's give it a go. Damn it. That has not worked. And every single one has just broken. Oh. Yep. Bugger. Which basically means this has got to be higher. Back to the drawing board. I think what I'm going to do is drill these lower, because we've got room underneath here. So I'm going to modify these brackets, but I think my only choice is to drill down into the roof, which didn't want to do. today we are going to attempt to get this solar tilting. So there's a few things. Obviously I've changed the angle on it now, I've increased it slightly, so I'm hoping that's going to work in our favour. The other thing that I completely forgot to do was put some feet underneath the solar panels, which that'll do. So at the moment we're hinged on one side, and that's actually higher because it's off the roof. So this end was actually lower, which wasn't doing us any favours trying to lift it. So on this side I'm adding these feet, and it's going to be just ever so slightly higher than the hinge side, so hopefully it's going to sort of work in our favour a little bit. Now what I'm going to do first is help raise the solar panel whilst I push the button, so I'm encouraging it to go up. One, I just want to see if these linear actuators are going to lift these solar panels, just with like the power behind them. I think they will. I think we'll be fine like that, but again, once it's up, I'm then going to put these feet in, I'll lower it back down, see how that goes, and then we'll try again and just see if it can do it by itself. Ooh, okay, so they do lift. This is good news. I did help it a little bit, but let's put these feet on and see how we get on then. It's a good bit of news, good bit of news. I just recorded lowering it down on a bloody time lapse. It worked. Now the moment of truth of seeing if it goes up by itself. Rise! Happy days. I don't know why that middle linear actuator has a bit of a delay. It is the new one. Don't know if that makes a difference. Bloody done it though. Beautiful. That's how you do it, people. That's how you bloody do it. Right, so we are looking pretty good. I'll show you what solar we're getting at the moment. 10.4 amps. Happy days. Battery is doing really good. Nearly at full voltage, and the clouds are just coming over now, so it's going to start dropping. But yeah, I am very, very happy. That's what we needed. Obviously we are in summer, I get that. Yeah, this is good. This is going to help us out massively now. This is what keeps you off grid. Now, partly that is obviously because we have doubled our solar panel, but making it tilt does such a big difference. I wouldn't be getting that if it wasn't tilted. Getting as much solar as we can. All to a great system, great solar panels, and making my panels tilt. So there we go, our solar system is finally upgraded and it is performing perfectly. Just want to say a massive thank you to Denise and Jason over at Voltanic. They've been great to work with, no hassle at all, and they've been very patient with me whilst I made huge changes to my motorhome. And of course one of those massive changes is the solar. A massive 600 watts of solar array with the 60 amp MPPT charger, and everything that has gone along with it has been perfect, flawless. I can't knock it really. If you're looking for a new solar panel or solar system, head over to them. They are really nice to work with, great prices as well, and yeah, let's help them out, because if they can offer this for this price and this quality, I think we should all be using them. They're a great alternative to those big name brands out there which bump up the price quite a lot. I believe they just had a massive new order for all their solar panels and kits, so now's the time to head over to them, and they've very kindly given us a discount code for you to use. I'll leave that in the link in the description, and I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's inspired anyone to go out there and make their solar panels tilt or upgrade their solar system. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Right, this is the bulkhead. You're a bit swingy there, aren't you? I've got an idea for making it stronger, and it's probably going to be very useful for a lot of people out there who want to stick down solar panels to their roof.